How can we measure equity? Good question, right? How can we measure equity? Here's what I said. You can't manage what you don't measure. Can't manage what you don't measure. But equity isn't just a box to check or a report to file. It's about more than diversity quotes or annual surveys. Equity shows up in the stories your employees tell about their work experience. Now, I want to read that again because that is so important. Equity shows up in the stories your employees tell about their work experience. Do they feel valued? Do they feel like they have a path forward? Are the doors of opportunity open to them? Or are there just cracked jars? Cracked or jarred, I should say. That's deep, right? Because see, people talk about where they work and it spreads. It's like it's contagious. If it's positive, it's contagious. If it's negative, it's contagious. And of course, we want positive stories to come out of our workplaces. We want to feel like we are being seen, heard, and valued, that our difference matters, and that we're able to make a contribution that everyone is able to see in the workplace. We want to feel like we can grow, because growth is a human need. As Tony Robbins talks about in all of his programs, growth is a spiritual human need. When something is a need, that means it's a must. For some of us, it's a must. When we get to that higher level and we are contributing, we've made contributions, we feel significant, we got our certainty and our diversity of living, our variety of living, growth becomes like so super important. We want to grow, we got to feel like we're growing. Nobody wants to go to a workplace, be a part of a workplace where they're not growing, because if you're not growing, you're dying. You're dying energetically, you're dying mentally, you're dying spiritually, and yes, you are dying physically. We all are every day. Depending on how we live, we speed it up depending on how we live. So when we get in a workplace where we're not valued, our difference is not valued, it begins to wear on us. Our allostatic load, our stress load becomes overloaded because we are constantly repeatedly having to go to a place where we're not appreciated. I would say this to every HR person: find a way to appreciate people. Find a way to capture those moments when people contribute and you have the opportunity to appreciate them in that very moment. It's so significant because the tables can turn in terms of how a person sees where they work by just making sure that they're seen, heard, and valued, and doing that by communicating properly, by appreciating them in front of people, and acknowledging them in places that they will not expect to be acknowledged. Try it. This is all a part of equity in the workplace. I'm Mahdi, co-director and co-founder of Human Solidarity Project. Peace.